Commander Lontix sighed as he gazed through the observation port at the damaged human vessel. His four eyes blinked in sequence, a nervous habit he'd developed over 30 cycles of military service. Another tragic loss, he muttered, mandibles clicking softly. When will these humans learn that Sector 9 is no place for their fragile ships? The wreckage spun slowly against the backdrop of stars, occasionally catching light from the nearby dwarf star. The ship's designation was barely visible on a chunk of hull, S. Aurora. These humans and their poetic ship names, always romanticizing everything, even their own destruction. Sir, Lieutenant Vox interrupted, her voice tinged with the characteristic rasp of the Zentari species. The scan is complete. We have detected one life sign. Lontix turned abruptly, antennae perking up. One survivor? After that collision with the asteroid field? Impossible. Biosigns indicate a human female, adult, located in the emergency pod section, Vox continued, tapping her datapad with a three-fingered hand. But the pod never launched. She appears to be trapped inside. Well, Lontix clicked his mandibles in what passed for a Zentari smile. Send in the rescue team. Let's retrieve this miracle human. The rescue operation was standard procedure. Zentari Galactic Patrol had been monitoring this region ever since humans had foolishly attempted to establish mining colonies beyond the Aldebaran Belt. The humans never listened to warnings about the unstable nature of Sector 9's asteroid fields. Their technology simply wasn't equipped to handle the magnetic anomalies that made navigation nearly impossible for non-Zentari vessels. Commander? The communication unit on Lontix's uniform buzzed. We have retrieved the survivor. Medical Bay requests your presence immediately. Lontix clicked in annoyance. Can't they handle one injured human without my supervision? I have reports to file. Sir, the voice hesitated. The medical officer says you will want to see this. The medical bay of the Zentari patrol ship Righteous Claw was designed primarily for Zentari physiology, with separate facilities for the various species they encountered. The human section was almost laughably small, a concession to diplomatic relations rather than a frequently used facility. When Lontix entered, Dr. Xerix was hovering over a medical pod containing what appeared to be a completely unremarkable human female. Her skin was pale, probably from shock, and her hair was an unremarkable brown. Nothing special by human standards, certainly. Well? Lontix demanded. What was so important I needed to see it personally? Dr. Xerix, a Zentari medical officer with particularly delicate sensory antennae, gestured toward the display panel. Her vital signs, Commander. They are unusual. Lontix glanced at the readings and froze. That can't be right. Check your equipment. I have checked it 3 times, Xerix replied, voice low. The human should be dead. The pod she was in registered external temperatures of -120 degrees during the ship's power failure. No oxygen for nearly 6 hours. Radiation levels that would kill most species instantly. And yet, Lontix whispered, staring at the unconscious human with new interest, here she is. Sir, Xerix continued, there's more. Initial cellular analysis shows regeneration. Active, accelerated regeneration. I have never seen anything like it in a human before. Lontix felt his exoskeleton tighten with instinctive alarm. Are we certain she's human? Could she be a synthetic? An android spy of some kind? Genetic testing confirms human DNA, but with modifications. Xerix's voice dropped to a whisper, as though afraid the unconscious human might hear. Very sophisticated modifications. The human's eyes snapped open. Both Zentari officers recoiled in surprise. Her eyes were a startling green, almost luminous, and they focused immediately on Lontix with unnerving precision. Hello, the human said, her voice perfectly calm. I'm Dr. Anna Morgan. Thank you for rescuing me. Lontix recovered quickly, straightening to his full 7-foot height. I am Commander Lontix of the Zentari Galactic Patrol. Your vessel violated restricted space and was destroyed. You are the sole survivor, The human, Anna, sat up smoothly, seemingly unbothered by her near-death experience or the fact that she was surrounded by insectoid aliens nearly twice her size. Yes, I'm aware. The Aurora struck an uncharted magnetic anomaly that disabled our navigation systems. The resulting collision with the asteroid field was unfortunate. Unfortunate? Lontix couldn't keep the sarcasm from his voice. Your entire crew is dead. Your ship is destroyed. You were exposed to conditions that should have killed you instantly. And you call this unfortunate? Anna smiled slightly. I have had worse days, Commander. Dr. Zarix made a small choking sound. Dr. Morgan, Lontix began, trying a different approach. Our scans indicate you experienced fatal conditions, yet here you are, seemingly unharmed. How is this possible? Anna swung her legs over the side of the medical pod, eyeing the Zentari medical equipment with professional interest. That's classified information, Commander. I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to discuss it. You are on a Zentari military vessel, Lontix reminded her, his patience wearing thin. You have no diplomatic status here. Your ship violated our territory. Actually, Anna countered, the Treaty of Proxima clearly states that Sector 9 is neutral territory. Your patrol was legitimate, but you have no jurisdiction over me or the remains of my vessel. Lontix's antennae flattened against his head in frustration. How does a human doctor know the details of the Treaty of Proxima? Anna's smile widened. I never said I was just a doctor, did I? The tension in the room shifted subtly. Lontix found himself reaching for his sidearm without conscious thought. Please don't, Anna said softly. That would make this situation unnecessarily complicated. What exactly is your mission, Dr. Morgan? Lontix demanded, hands still hovering near his weapon. I was on a research vessel collecting data on magnetic anomalies in Sector 9, she replied calmly. Our mission was scientific, not military. Yet you personally survived conditions that would kill any normal human, Zarix interjected. Your cellular structure is unlike anything I have seen before. Anna sighed. Look, I appreciate the rescue. Truly. But I need to contact Earth Central Command immediately. This is a matter of galactic security. Galactic security? Lontix scoffed. A bit dramatic, don't you think? The Aurora wasn't destroyed by an asteroid collision, Commander, Anna said, her voice suddenly deadly serious. We were attacked. Lontix's mandibles clicked rapidly in surprise. Attacked? By whom? Our sensors detected no other vessels in the sector. That's the problem, Anna replied. Whatever attacked us was undetectable by conventional means. One moment we were collecting data. The next, she paused, her eyes focusing on something distant. The next, the ship was being torn apart around us. Lontix exchanged glances with Zarix. This was troubling information. The Zentari prided themselves on having the most advanced detection systems in the known galaxy. If there's a new weapon that can evade Zentari sensors, Lontix began. It's not a weapon, Anna interrupted. At least not in the conventional sense. It's something, alive. A living organism capable of destroying a starship? Zarix sounded skeptical. That's impossible. 6 months ago, 3 mining outposts went dark near the Taurus Rift, Anna said. No distress signals, no survivors. The Aurora was sent to investigate similar magnetic anomalies in this sector. We found something, Commander. Something that doesn't want to be found. Lontix felt a cold sensation crawl along his exoskeleton. And you believe this entity is still out there? Anna nodded slowly. I know it is. And it knows I survived. How could it possibly know that? Lontix demanded. Because, Anna said quietly, it's been inside my head since the moment your team brought me aboard. The medical bay fell silent. Even the ambient hum of equipment seemed to fade away as Lontix processed this alarming statement. You are saying he finally managed, that you have brought some kind of hostile entity onto my ship? Not intentionally, Anna replied. But yes. It's curious about me. about why I survived when the others didn't. And why did you survive, Dr. Morgan? Xerix asked, subtly moving away from the human. Anna's gaze shifted to the medical officer. Project Phoenix. It was a classified human enhancement program. I was the only successful subject. Enhancement? Lontix repeated. You mean genetic manipulation? Biological weapons development? That's a violation of at least 7 interstellar treaties. It wasn't meant as a weapon, Anna insisted. It was meant as survival insurance for deep space missions, the ability to withstand extreme conditions, to heal rapidly, to survive almost anything. And this entity, Lontix pressed, what does it want? Anna's expression darkened. To learn, to understand. To evolve. It consumed the knowledge and experiences of my entire crew, Commander. 273 minds absorbed in an instant. Lontix felt his legs grow unsteady. And you believe it's now on my ship? It's not on your ship, Anna corrected. It is your ship now. As if responding to her words, the lights in the medical bay flickered. The door sealed with an ominous hiss. What's happening? Xerix demanded, rushing to the control panel. It's curious about Zentari physiology now, Anna explained with disturbing calmness. About your technology, your biology, your knowledge. You led this thing to us? Lontix was incredulous. You used us as bait? Not bait, Anna stood up, surprisingly steady for someone who had nearly died. Your partners. I need your help, Commander. This entity isn't inherently malicious. It's like a child learning by touching everything around it. Unfortunately, its touch is destructive to most organic matter. Most? Xerix caught the qualifier immediately. But not to you? Anna touched her temple lightly. Project Phoenix had unexpected side effects. My neural pathways can interface with the entity without being destroyed. I can communicate with it, to an extent. The ship's communication system suddenly activated, filling the room with the sound of panicked Zentari voices from various sections of the vessel. Commander, engineering is reporting system malfunctions across all decks. Security to medical bay. We have lost contact with the command center. Life support systems failing on Deck 6. Emergency protocols not responding. Lontix rounded on Anna, mandibles flaring in threat display. What have you done? I have bought us time, she replied. Commander, I need access to your quantum communication array. I need to contact Earth immediately. Why should I help you? Lontix snarled. You have brought destruction to my ship. Because I'm the only one who can control this thing, Anna said. And because what I learned from it changes everything we thought we knew about the galaxy. What are you talking about? Xerix demanded. Anna's green eyes seemed to glow brighter. It's not alone, Commander. This entity is just a scout. There are thousands more heading this way. And they are hungry. The medical bay plunged into darkness, emergency lights casting eerie red shadows across the room. Through the observation window, Lontix could see similar power failures spreading throughout his ship. You have to trust me, Anna's voice came from the darkness. Or we all die here. Not just your crew, Commander, every sentient species in this sector of the galaxy. How do I know you are not controlling this entity yourself? Lontix challenged. How do I know this isn't some human plot? A bitter laugh escaped Anna's lips. The Aurora was my home. My colleagues were my friends. You think I wanted to watch them die? To be the only one left? There was such raw pain in her voice that Lontix found himself believing her, despite his misgivings. What do you need? He finally asked. Access to your communication array, she repeated, and a direct neural interface with your ship's main computer. That's against every security protocol we have, Lontix protested. Your protocols won't matter if we are all dead, Anna countered. Commander, this entity can be communicated with, reasoned with, but only by me. The modifications to my brain make me uniquely capable of translating its thought patterns into something comprehensible. Lontix hesitated, weighing his options. His duty was to protect Zentari interests at all costs. But if what this human said was true— "If I help you," he said slowly, "what guarantee do I have that my crew will survive?" Anna's expression softened slightly. "No guarantees, Commander, but a fighting chance. More than you have now." As if to emphasize her point, the ship shuddered violently around them. Warning klaxons began to sound throughout the vessel. "Time is running out," Anna said quietly. "What's your decision?" Lontix drew himself up to his full height. "Dr. Morgan, you are now under the protection of the Zentari Galactic Patrol. I will grant you access to our communications array under my direct supervision. But understand this, if I suspect for one moment that you are deceiving us, I will jettison you into space myself." Anna nodded. "Understood, Commander. And thank you." As they moved toward the door, Zarix caught Lontix's arm. "Sir, this could be a terrible mistake." "Perhaps," Lontix agreed, watching as Anna approached the sealed door with confidence. "But right now, I believe she's our only hope of survival." The door slid open at Anna's approach, though neither Zentari had authorized it. "After you, Commander," Anna gestured. "We have work to do, and very little time to do it." Lontix stepped through the doorway, acutely aware that he might be leading his entire crew to destruction, or perhaps saving them from something far worse. One thing was certain: the galaxy as they knew it would never be the same again. The corridors of the Righteous Claw were in chaos. Emergency lighting bathed everything in a pulsing crimson glow as Zentari crew members rushed in all directions, their chitinous exoskeletons casting strange, elongated shadows on the walls. Alarm systems blared intermittently, creating a disorienting cacophony that made Commander Lontix's antennae twitch with discomfort. "Your ship has impressive redundant systems," Anna remarked as they hurried toward the communications hub. "Most vessels would be completely non-functional by now." "Zentari engineering," Lontix replied tersely, mandibles clicking with pride despite the dire situation. "We build to withstand hostile environments." "Unfortunately," Anna said, her voice dropping, "you have never encountered anything like this before." As if to punctuate her statement, a nearby control panel erupted in a shower of sparks. The junior officer leapt backward, barely avoiding serious injury. "Commander." The officer snapped to attention despite the emergency. "Systems are failing throughout the ship. Engineering reports the main propulsion system is offline." "We are working on a solution," Lontix responded, gesturing toward Anna. "We continue emergency protocols and maintain communication channels." The young officer's four eyes widened at the sight of Anna. "A human?" "Sir, is that wise considering?" "That's an order, Ensign Paxel," Lontix cut him off sharply. As they continued down the corridor, Anna gave Lontix an appraising look. "Your crew respects you. That's good. We will need discipline if we are going to survive this." "And exactly how do you propose we do that?" Lontix demanded. "This entity of yours seems quite determined to dismantle my ship piece by piece." "It's not destruction for destruction's sake," Anna explained, nimbly sidestepping a fallen ceiling panel. "It's exploration through assimilation. It doesn't understand that its method of learning is harmful to us." "How very inconvenient," Lontix remarked dryly. "Perhaps we should politely ask it to stop killing us while it satisfies its curiosity." Anna actually laughed, a brief, genuine sound that seemed bizarrely out of place amidst the chaos. Sarcasm from a Zentari. "Now I have seen everything. We are not all mindless military drones, despite what human propaganda might suggest," Lontix retorted. They reached the communications hub, a circular room dominated by a central console surrounded by various workstations. Most of the Zentari technicians looked up in alarm when Anna entered. "Everyone out," Lontix ordered. "Secure stations and report to secondary command." The communications officer, a veteran Zentari with battle-scarred antennae, hesitated. "Sir, protocol dictates." "This supersedes all protocols, Lieutenant Crix," Lontix interrupted. "Clear the room. Now." Once they were alone, Anna moved immediately to the central console. I need direct access to your quantum array, and a neural interface if you have one. What exactly are you planning to do? Lontix asked, inputting his command codes to grant her access. First, contact Earth Command with what I have learned, Anna replied, her fingers flying over the unfamiliar alien controls with surprising dexterity. Then attempt to communicate directly with the entity through your ship's systems. And if it doesn't want to chat, Anna's expression hardened. Then I will have to try something more direct. The console lit up under her touch, displaying streams of data that no human should have been able to interpret. Yet Anna seemed to read the Zentari script effortlessly. Project Phoenix, Lontix guessed. Enhanced cognitive abilities as well as physical resilience. Among other things, Anna confirmed without looking up. The ability to process and integrate new information rapidly was a primary goal, useful for first contact scenarios. Was this particular scenario anticipated? Lontix couldn't keep the bitterness from his voice. Not even close, Anna admitted. We thought we were pushing the boundaries of human capability. We never imagined, she trailed off, focusing on the console. The main view screen flickered to life, displaying the Earth's Central Command insignia, a stylized globe surrounded by stars. Connection established, Anna announced. Now we wait for. The image on the screen distorted, pixels rearranging themselves into an abstract pattern that pulsed and shifted like a living thing. What's happening? Lontix demanded. It's here, Anna whispered. It's intercepting the transmission. The abstract pattern continued to evolve on screen, becoming increasingly complex. Lontix felt a strange pressure in his mind, as though something was attempting to reach inside his thoughts. Don't fight it, Anna advised, noting his discomfort. It's trying to understand your neural patterns. Is it doing the same to you? Lontix asked through clenched mandibles. Constantly, Anna said with a grimace. Since the moment the Aurora was attacked. Suddenly, the pattern on the screen coalesced into a recognizable form, a crude approximation of a human face. Anna's face. Hello, the face said, its voice a discordant blend of every audio file in the ship's database. Anna Morgan. Survivor. Different. Special. Yes, Anna replied, her voice steady despite the bizarre situation. I'm different. I can communicate with you without being destroyed. The face on the screen tilted, an unnervingly human gesture of curiosity. Others. Fragile. Break when touched. You. Strong. Why? I was modified, Anna explained. Changed to survive extreme conditions. But that doesn't give you the right to destroy others just because they are more fragile. The face distorted, pixels rearranging. Destroy? No. Learn. Absorb. Become. Lontix stepped forward. You killed my crew members. You are damaging my ship. The face turned toward him, its expression shifting to a mimicry of Zentari features. Centauri. Commander Lontix. Protector. Guardian. Interesting structure. Different pathways. Learning. Listen to me, Anna interrupted, placing her hands on the console. There are better ways to learn. Ways that don't harm others. Show, the entity demanded. Anna took a deep breath. I need a neural interface. Lontix hesitated. Dr. Morgan, our interfaces are designed for Zentari physiology. It could kill you. I will adapt, Anna said with grim determination. It's either this or watch your entire ship be dismantled around us. Reluctantly, Lontix retrieved a neural link device from a nearby workstation, a sleek, insectoid headset with delicate probes designed to connect with Zentari neural pathways. This will be unpleasant, he warned, handing it to her. Story of my life, Anna muttered, examining the device briefly before positioning it on her head. The moment the interface activated, Anna's body went rigid. Her eyes rolled back, showing only whites, and a thin trickle of blood ran from her nose. Dr. Morgan. Lontix moved to remove the device, but Anna's hand shot out with inhuman speed, gripping his wrist with surprising strength. "Don't," she gasped, working. Connection establishing. On the view screen, the entity's face morphed rapidly between human and Zentari features, occasionally dissolving into abstract patterns before reforming. The ship's lights flickered wildly, and distant alarms grew louder. "What's happening?" Lontix demanded, his military training barely keeping panic at bay. Teaching, Anna managed through gritted teeth. Showing it another way. Minutes passed in tense silence, broken only by the occasional gasp from Anna and the persistent alarms throughout the ship. Then, gradually, the alarms fell silent. The light stabilized. The face on the view screen settled into a neutral expression that was neither human nor Zentari. Understanding, the entity announced, its voice smoother now, more cohesive. Different method. Exchange without destruction. Efficient. Better. Anna slumped forward, only Lontix's quick reflexes preventing her from collapsing entirely. He carefully removed the neural interface, noting with alarm the small burns where it had connected with her skin. "Are you all right?" he asked, genuinely concerned. "To define all right," Anna replied weakly, a ghost of a smile crossing her pale face. "But yes, I will survive." "Always do." "What did you show it?" Lontix helped her into a nearby chair. "How humans share information willingly," Anna explained, wiping blood from her nose. "Our concept of communication, teaching, learning through cooperative exchange rather than invasive absorption." "And it understood?" "More than understood," Anna said, looking up at the view screen where the entity's face watched them with evident curiosity. "It's excited. It's been alone for so long, learning only by consuming. The idea that it can learn without destroying is revolutionary to it." Lontix turned to the screen. "And my ship? My crew?" "No more harm," the entity promised. "Repairing damage now. Apologies for misunderstanding." True to its word, systems throughout the ship began coming back online. The regular lighting returned, computer consoles reactivated, and the background hum of engines resumed. "Commander." Lieutenant Vox's voice came through the communication system. "Engineering reports all systems returning to normal functioning. Whatever was happening seems to have stopped." "Acknowledged," Lontix replied, his antennae twitching in disbelief. "Status report on casualties?" 7 injured, no fatalities, Vox reported. "And sir, damaged systems are repairing themselves at an accelerated rate. Our engineers can't explain it." Anna nodded toward the view screen. "It's making amends." "Fascinating," Lontix admitted. "But you mentioned others. Thousands more entities like this one, coming this way." "Yes," Anna's expression darkened. "That's the real problem. This was just a scout, sent ahead to learn about our region of space. The others won't be as easily convinced to change their methods. But now we have an ally," Lontix realized, glancing at the face on the screen. "One who understands both us and them." "Precisely," Anna agreed. "And with the quantum array, we can finally contact Earth Command and warn them." This time, when Anna re-established the connection, the transmission went through uninterrupted. A stern-faced human officer appeared on screen, his expression shifting from professional detachment to shock when he recognized Anna. "Dr. Morgan? My God, we thought you were dead with the rest of the Aurora crew." "Not quite, General Tanner," Anna replied. "But I bring urgent news and an unexpected ally." Over the next hour, Anna explained everything to both Earth Command and the Zentari High Council, which Lontix had contacted as soon as ship functions were restored. The entity, which had chosen the name Nexus for easier communication, provided additional information about its kind. "They are coming to this region of space because they detected abundant life energy," Nexus explained, its voice now a pleasant blend of tones. "They hunger for new knowledge, new experiences, new forms to understand. But they know only one way to learn. Until now," Anna added, "Nexus has learned another way. If it can communicate this to the others before they arrive, And if they refuse to listen? Asked the Zentari High Chancellor, her image stern on the split screen. Then we fight, Lontix said simply. With Nexus's help, we can develop defenses against these entities. This is unprecedented, General Tanner mused. An interspecies alliance including a non-corporeal intelligence. The diplomatic implications alone are staggering. Diplomacy can wait, Anna interrupted. We have 3 months before the main swarm arrives. We need to prepare. Plans were quickly formulated. Anna would remain aboard the Righteous Claw with Nexus, traveling to key military installations throughout Allied space to share what they'd learned and help develop defenses. Earth and Zentari scientists would work together to replicate the controlled neural interface Anna had pioneered. As the conference concluded, Lontix found Anna in the observation lounge, staring out at the stars. Nexus had manifested as a subtle shimmer in the air beside her, its preferred form when not using screens or other technology. You know, Lontix said, joining her by the viewport, when we found you floating in that wreckage, I thought you were just another fragile human who got lucky. Anna smiled wryly. And now? Now I think you might be the most dangerous being I have ever encountered, Lontix replied honestly. And quite possibly the savior of multiple civilizations. Not bad for a day's work, Anna quipped, though the humor didn't reach her eyes. I still see their faces, you know, my crew, my friends. Every time I close my eyes. Survivor's guilt, Lontix nodded in understanding. A burden many commanders carry. Does it ever get easier? No, Lontix admitted, but you find purpose in their memory. You ensure their deaths meant something. Nexus's shimmer intensified slightly. Anna Morgan carries 273 patterns within. All Aurora crew. Not lost. Preserved. Anna turned sharply. What do you mean? When Entity encountered Aurora, Nexus explained, all minds were absorbed. Patterns stored. Knowledge retained. Experiences preserved. Different from living, but not gone. Within me, tears welled in Anna's eyes. You mean their memories, their personalities, everything that made them who they were, you have all of that? Yes, Nexus confirmed. Cannot restore to physical form. Patterns remain. Can share. Can remember together. A single tear traced down Anna's cheek. They are not entirely gone. No, Nexus agreed. Not gone, changed. Like you. Like me. We all changed today. Lontix watched this exchange with a newfound respect for both beings. The High Council wishes to award you our highest honor, Dr. Morgan. No outsider has ever received it before. Anna wiped away her tear, composing herself. Tell them to hold the ceremony until after we have dealt with the swarm. I'm not much for formalities anyway. As you wish, Lontix agreed. Though I suspect this is just the beginning of many unprecedented events. You know what's truly ironic? Anna said, gazing back out at the stars. Project Phoenix was shut down after I was enhanced. Too dangerous, they said. Too much potential for creating weapons instead of explorers. I was supposed to be the first and last of my kind. Perhaps it was fate, Lontix suggested. Anna laughed. A Zentari speaking of fate? Now I really have seen everything. Even the most logical species can appreciate cosmic coincidence, Lontix replied with what passed for a Zentari grin. One enhanced human, one curious cosmic entity, one stubborn Zentari commander, it seems the galaxy brought together exactly what was needed to face this threat. Speaking of threats, Anna turned serious again. We should begin preparations immediately. I will need access to your research facilities and all data on non-corporeal entities your scientists have gathered. Already arranged, Lontix assured her. My ship and crew are at your disposal, Dr. Morgan. Or should I say Ambassador Morgan? Let's stick with Anna, she suggested. We are going to be working closely together for the foreseeable future. Anna, then, Lontix agreed, extending a 3-fingered hand in the human gesture of partnership. As Anna shook his hand, Nexus's shimmering form encircled both of them briefly, a gesture that somehow conveyed both gratitude and promise. The news spread quickly throughout known space. A human woman had survived the impossible. She had communicated with a previously unknown cosmic entity. She had forged an alliance between traditional enemies. And now, she was preparing all sentient species for a threat none of them could have imagined. Some called her a traitor to humanity for working so closely with the Zentari. Others proclaimed her a messiah. Most simply wondered how one seemingly ordinary woman could accomplish so much. But Anna Morgan ignored the speculation. She had work to do. Lives to save. A galaxy to protect. And as the righteous Claw departed for the military base on Proxima Station, she stood on the bridge alongside Commander Lontix and the shimmering presence of Nexus, her eyes fixed on the stars ahead. The galaxy had been terrified by what she had done so far, and they hadn't seen anything yet.